Hello, my crafty friends. I'm back and it's Saturday. I hope you have some sort of fun plan for this weekend. We're getting snow here in La Crosse, so I guess I'll be staying indoors again. Well, anyways, I'm back for another little organizational video, and I'm sure this may be redundant to some, but my last couple of videos, I used this in making many cards at one time when I've been at the cottage or at a stamp camp or a crop thing. And this basket I take when I go all the time, and it is a larger basket, and that is why I have to have my camera so high up so that you can see it. But what I do is keep all kinds of paper in here cut to the 4¼ by 5½ size, so I don't have to dig for a color. Now this one's a little bit smaller, I understand that, but that happens sometimes, and I stick them in here anyways. They are not in color here because that would take me a long time and I just don't have time for that. But when I'm looking for a color for, here's my card base, and I want to put a card together, and I'm like, oh, that color, orange or pink, excuse me, will be perfect. For instance, if this was my front of my card, that would look really neat there because it pulls that pink out. Well, I don't have to go to my colored paper stash because I have all of these cut. Now I'll show you how I cut this paper, of course, and a lot of it is pattern paper. Some of it is paper that I made, and that's with Distress Oxide inks, and that one was just made. Some of it is pattern paper, and I just cut it to the size 4¼ by 5½, and I stick it in here so that when I'm looking for something, I can just find it. Now here's actually a piece of wallpaper. I loved the pattern. I'll use it for a card base, so I just cut that whole piece and I put it in here. So on the side, I have my card bases. Like I said, I have some baby wipes just because it fits so good in that spot. And then up here, I have a whole bunch of my Nina Solar White. And that's a lot of the times what I use to stamp on or create my cards, my fronts of my cards. So here's a black one that shouldn't be in here. But anyways, so that's how I have that organized. And also here is a bunch of pieces that I had already used embossing tools on. I was doing a project and I had a ton of these that I had already embossed. So what better place to put them is right here where I'll use them. So I'm going to set this aside and I'll show you how I go ahead and do my colored paper. So this is just a like a magazine file or what have you, and I put my colors in here. Now I have two of these boxes and I do them by rainbow color. We'll just take this one for instance. Now what I would do if this was a brand new piece of paper that I got to my stash, I would catalog it, and how I would do that, I have this big flower punch. So I punch that out. This is a 1½. Anything that you have would work. You don't have to do flowers, of course. And actually, I'm seeing that the one I did use was much bigger. So I have a much bigger one in my stash somewhere. But this is just for demonstration purposes. And then I would take a piece of this label and I would cut two labels out of it. I would write on here where it came from and label it. I write it with a microfine pen, and I know this paper came from Let's Create because I already have it marked So I would put one on here and write let's create. Mine says LC because I know that I get a lot of my paper there. And then I would put one here that said let's create. I would punch a hole on here and put it on my ring. And here's what my ring looks like, and you can see that specific color is, I believe, right here, and it does say let's create on it. So then I have that on a hook, and I hang that on my magazine file thing that has all of my papers organized in there. You may feel that this is just way too much for you, way too organized, but it saves me a ton of time. Now I would take some of this paper if I was looking for that color and I used it. I would have my cutter, of course. I would cut these by 4¼ by 5½. And if you can notice on my trimmer, I do have those both marked, so I don't even have to think about it. That's usually the size of cards that I make. And if I'm going to make a bigger one or something different, of course, I would just adjust. But these are the size of card fronts that I put in my basket. Now I'm not really worried about having this hole in here because if I create a card front, let's say this is the one, and you're going to put something over the top of it, you're not going to see that anyways, so it's not a wasted piece of paper. So I just take those in, and I will grab buy a blue if I see that there's something like that. And that's how I keep this basket going. Now this is a basket that I will take when I go crafting at a friend's house or crafting, like I said, at a stamp camp or down at the cottage. Some other things that stick in here real easy are my T-ruler, which I use a lot for straightening up my card bases to make sure they go on straight. And also my rip tool that is by Creative Memories, and I use this a lot in mixed media art. So this is a few things that I keep in this basket. This basket goes with me, and that's the way I keep my papers organized. Now this is also something that I would take with if I was going to like a shopping weekend. I would take this with, and I would go and make sure I didn't need any of these colors in my magazine storage rack where all my papers are. If I did need those colors, I just take a little piece of washi tape and I mark them. Here's one right here. So I know that I need that color, and I got it at the lighthouse. So if I'm shopping somewhere in that area, here's one that I need, this craft paper, and I don't have it labeled because I didn't know where I got that from, or maybe it was, someone gave me some of that paper, but I need some of that so I could be looking for something like that when I'm out shopping. This one tells me also that I need some plain black. So that's how I keep that. This goes in my purse when I go shopping if I want to replenish some of my plain cardstock, and that is how I keep that little bit of my craftiness organized. Let me know if you like this video and if there's anything else you would like me to organize for you. If you have any questions, please comment below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and let's get crafty. I'll see you again on Thursday for something. I'm not really sure what, but we'll do something. I'm thinking it will probably be my word of the year, and if you're interested in that, stay tuned and we'll do that on Thursday. I'm thinking, life may change by then, but that is my thought. I wanted to give you a sneak peek of something that I just finished today, and project that I did, and this is a week 2 in Wanderlust 2021. If you Google that, you can look it up. Like I said, it's only week 2, so this instructor was Lally Mill, and she is amazing. And I think that it turned out really, really cool. And if you want to learn how to do this technique, check out Lally Mill, and she will sign you up for a class, I am sure. But Wanderlust, excuse me, 2021 just started. It's a year-long course that I signed up for. So I have a lesson every Friday, and this was week 2. I think it turned out great. I'm really happy with it, and I definitely will do this technique again. So just a little, I don't know, a little brag. I thought it turned out really cool. So see you on Thursday, and I hope you liked this video. Again, leave comments and check out our Facebook group. It's called Everything Paper and Glue. We would love to have you, and make sure you answer the 2 questions so that I know you are serious about joining our group. Have a great week and a weekend, I guess, and we'll see you again on Thursday. Thanks so much. Bye now.